Hey everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is 7 o'clock Sunday evening, November 29th, 7 o'clock Central Time. It's time for Sunday Night Live Chat. Since we are live, we'll give everybody a few seconds to jump on with us, and we'll get rolling here in 20 or 30 seconds. All right, starting to get a few people on with us. So we'll go ahead and get rolling this evening. As always, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you're taking a few minutes out of your evening to hang out with us. Having a lot of fun doing these. It is our Sunday evening live chat. We get on, we talk about little cars, trucks, memorabilia, and whatever else anybody has on their minds related to those topics. So that's what we're here for. As always, if you've got comments, throw them up there. I sure try to catch them. Dan and Chris are on YouTube. Thanks for being here, guys. Got Terry on on Facebook. As always, we are on two formats tonight, both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So as you see me glancing off the side, I'm checking out the other monitor. That's right, Terry. The clock's only at 3 o'clock because it doesn't have a cord on it. So I just had to set it something. I need to get a new cord wired onto it. But it is a really cool factory AMC showroom clock. Kind of an exciting piece and something you don't see very often. I think it's 70s era plastic, so a lot of them haven't survived. We got Rico and Jess on with us. Nick from North Carolina. James is on with us. Checks in the mail for the 40 Chevy door hinges. Great. Thanks, James. I'll get on those this week as soon as I get it. And as always, questions, comments, throw them up there. We'll sure try to address them. Sometimes if I don't have the answer, sometimes some of our other viewers do. So that's what's great for everybody. We're all on here for the same reason. We like old cars. We like old trucks. We like old signs and memorabilia and Petroliana. So sometimes if for something I don't know, we have other people that do. Kevin just jumped on with us on Facebook. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's see. Make sure I try to keep up with comments. As always, sometimes the systems do not feed, especially on Facebook. Sometimes I'll refresh as soon as we get done. I'll have a whole bunch of comments that I never saw. So if I miss you, it wasn't intentional. Sometimes we are at the mercy of the system. So I would just jumped on with us. Thanks for being here, Scott. So anyway, what do we want to talk about tonight? As always, throw them up there. If you've got something, if you've got ideas for topics, throw them up there. My good friend Grant just jumped on with us on YouTube, Straight Six Fan. Be sure to check out Grant Tommy and his builds on the Straight Six Fan channel too. Grant takes care of me. He helps me out on a lot of this stuff as far as gear and settings and all that stuff. He understands a lot of the technical side of it that I don't. So glad that Grant's on with us. He wants to talk about Packards. I don't have a lot of Packards. I know a little bit about them, but maybe that's a good topic that we can, definitely look into in the future and get into some of that stuff. That oddball stuff is always cool to talk about. New York's on Facebook. Texas is on Facebook. Thanks for being here, guys. That's what's great about our hobby is stuff like Packards. They have so much of this. There's such a great story with them. You go back even earlier than that, there were 2,500 car manufacturers in the United States. So, and they all have a story to tell. That's what's so cool about them. That's why we do this. It's so much fun and so much information out there that, maybe we need to get into some Packard stuff sometime. That's a great idea, Grant. Thanks for being on tonight. What I was going to talk about tonight, and this is something that I didn't even quite comprehend myself until I started seeing it on there. Grant wants to talk about 55, 6, and 7 vehicles and Pontiac. That's another great idea. Really interesting design period, tons of style in those cars. And that's some cool stuff we could talk about as well. So we'll make those notes. And maybe that's some stuff that you and I need to work on, Grant. Maybe we can both put together some stuff on that. One thing I've heard from, not a ton, but I didn't even think about it until it popped up, is I've had people who think that everything I buy is just scrap. They think I'm a scrap yard and I buy everything as it comes across the scales. Because I've had people get mad at me because I actually want like a fair market price out of a part. And they're like, it doesn't matter. You just buy it for scrap anyway. No, I don't buy it for scrap. I didn't put this thing together in 10 years by waiting for this stuff to come across a scale somewhere. I don't even own a scale. This has all been done by design, and it's all completely intentional. I don't buy scrap metal. I don't buy them on weight. I don't buy copper. I don't buy brass. I don't do any of that. But there's actually people that think that, really that's what they believe I do. And in fact, to the point where I don't know if any of you guys remember when I had that 41 Willys pickup come in about a year and a half ago, all steel original 41 Willys pickup. And somebody literally made a comment that I can't believe somebody sold that for scrap, thinking that literally I'm a scrapyard. Well, the car that I traded for that Willys, I wanted 20 grand for it. So if I put 20 grand into a 2,500 pound truck for scrap metal, I wouldn't be doing scrap metal very long. But it's one thing that I've never even realized people would think until I started getting comments about it. But I mean, this is all by design. I chase this stuff. I look for it. I try to buy it. I try to keep it sorted. I try to be organized about it. So like I said, I've only had this facility for 10 years. And when I bought it, all I bought was the dirt buildings. This was a regular late model salvage yard. There wasn't hardly anything in there less than 20 years old. I mean, it was all newer stuff. So at the beginning of 2011, I had the dirt and the buildings to work with. So 56 DeSoto parts, Kevin. I don't have any 56 DeSotos at all. I got a couple of 55s, but no 56s. So nothing on that. But that's one thing that surprised me, that that's how people saw it. And it's not the case, obviously. But that's how some people look at it, is it's just strictly scrap, and that's all I do. Anyway, not seeing a lot of comments popping up right now, so I don't know if we're not feeding or if we're not getting anything, but trying to keep an eye on them and seeing what's going on. Let's see. What else is coming up? I haven't seen our buddy Jason on with us yet to get an over-the-road report. If you've been on with us before, we've got Jason's an over-the-road trucker. Sometimes he gives us a report of some cool stuff that he's seen out there. So haven't heard from him yet tonight. Maybe he's a little late getting on. New inventory. I did pick up a couple of more trucks this week. 1948 F6. How many cars do you have titles for, Grant? Grant just asked how many cars I've got titles for. I have no idea. There's 1,300 cars here. I've got files full of titles. So how many of them do and don't, that I do not know. Working on getting a bunch more titled, but with the state of Kansas right now and the way they're changing their anti-title laws, I'm going to get more of them. I just don't know when or how. I'm still fighting that problem as well. I do have titles on a lot of this stuff. A lot of it does have good, clean titles where it can be sold and rebuilt. It just varies, literally by vehicle. Dennis just jumped on. Yeah, the clock's a little fast. Dennis, we covered that right out of the gate. There is no power cord on it. It needs to be rewired, so I just set it at something and hung it up. Set it to where we can see the AMC logo. I actually set it on 7 o'clock, but the hour hand blocked half the AMC logo. And I didn't want to block the AMC logo because it's such a cool clock. Interesting thing about that clock, though, and this shocked me. I saw one. I've only seen one other one. I saw it sell last year at Mecum Indy as part of the Giuliano collection. Like I said, that's just a plastic clock. You can see based on the size of my head, it's not a huge clock, just kind of a nice sized office type clock. 70s era, I believe, all plastic. And the one they sold at Mecum brought $7,000. And I just couldn't believe that, but it sure as the world did. I sat there and watched it happen. I actually couldn't even believe it. I had to look the results up after the fact to try to confirm what I had actually just seen. Because I actually bought an AMC sign at Mecum that year, about 4 or 5 items after a clock just identical to this one sold. And I couldn't believe it, but it did. It brought $7,000 at Mecum. It's definitely not a $7,000 clock, but I just like it, and I think it's a cool clock. But that's why it's set at the wrong time. And like I said, I did try to set it at 7, but it blocked the logo, and I definitely didn't want to do that. So we got some questions popping up. Let me get to those. Videos of my personal cars. Nate, that's something I do want to do. I've got a lot of stuff we can cover on that. Just, time and things like that. And, sometimes I don't know if people want to see my stuff specifically or if they like seeing stuff from the yard. It's kind of what do people like? So, yeah, if you guys want to see some of that stuff, by all means, be more than happy to start showing you some of my better cars. I do have a decent sized collection, and I mean, I like cars. That's why I do this. So I do have a lot of restored and original cars in my personal collection. Rear seat for a 67 Tempest convertible, Scott. I do not have anything there at all for a convertible on that. My buddy Lum's on. What's up, Lum? Looks like you're coming back to Great Bend maybe here this summer. Hope to see you there for sure. So let's see. Make sure we're staying caught up on things here. Oh, back to new inventory. I kind of got off sidetracked on that. A couple more Ford trucks, 48 F6 chassis cab. Decent truck, a lot of good parts, not the best, not the worst, little rust in the floors. But it does have a really good set of front fenders on it, which is hard to find. Let's see. Grant's on YouTube. He's Grant's going to jump off with us. He's got to get to work on one of his videos, so he should have something new popping up on Straight Six Fan if you want to check him out and see what he's got going on there. The 56 F600 is a pretty decent old truck. It is a farm truck, still has a grain bed on it, but pretty clean. A little bit of rust in the lower right front cab corner, few bubbles in the right door, but overall a pretty good old truck. So we'll get you some video and pictures of those, coming up this week. 63 Newport Hood J, nothing on that at all. That early 60s Mopar, that 161, 62, 63, 64 era, I'm real spotty on what I've got there, so nothing on that. 69 to 75 D Series International truck, Dave. Actually, believe it or not, I don't really have any Internationals that are that new. I've got a ton of international stuff. I've got probably easily 50, if not 60 Internationals. But it's all late 50s on back, with the exception of I've got one Scout. I've got 179 Scout. I don't have anything in the late 60s, early 70s at all. Carlton just said color. I'm not sure what you mean on that one, Carlton. If you want to specify on that a little more, be more than happy to get it. Color of 56. Oh, the 56 Ford truck. It is light blue. It's basically a baby blue. Y-block truck. And like I said, it's all there. Pretty clean. Grill's nice. And like I said, with the exception of the front fenders, all that stuff is the same as pickup. Cab's the same. Grill's the same. All that stuff will work on a pickup. So it's a pretty good old truck. Nick says it makes us all the talk, the 40s, 50s, and 60s makes the 75 Impala sound like a baby. Yeah, Nick, but that 70s stuff. I'll tell you the reason that I don't talk about the 70s stuff a lot. I can't find anything to buy. I'm actively looking for 70s era stuff, and it's hard to find. Going after one tomorrow. I've got to get a late 60s, early 70s Nova tomorrow. But the 70s stuff, I just can't find it. I mean, I'm trying to find it. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there doing these cars from the 70s, and the parts are almost impossible to find because none of it got saved. So that's something I'm definitely looking for, is this stuff from the 70s. So Nick, you may think your car sounds like a baby, but you're actually right in the thick of things with us. And I love the cars from the 70s. I love the cars from the 80s, and that's where this thing's going. There's a lot of shifts going into that. So you're right on track. Alan says he wants to see some of my own cars. Well, we'll try to see if I can start getting some of those shot and getting some bits and pieces in on some of my own cars as well, and show you guys some of that if there is some interest there to check some of that stuff out. Okay, I get more votes to see some of my cars, so I guess we'll have to start feeding some of that stuff to you guys. I've got some videos on YouTube on the American Picker COE. That truck does have a few videos on it. If you guys were interested and wanted to check those out. I put them on Facebook too, but that was a little over a year ago. They'd be really difficult to find. But on YouTube, The American Picker COE 41 Chevy cab over that we bought on the episode with those guys. I do have some videos on that. I've got one on my 02 Dodge Cummins that I haul with occasionally. Of course, I haven't used it this year. I haul it occasionally. It hasn't been out of the shop yet this year. It ran, made a couple runs last December, and I haven't ran it since. But there's a little bit out there on that stuff, but there's a whole bunch more in that building. That building's 6,000 square feet, so there's quite a few cars in there. There's a 50 by 120 where all my good cars are at. So we got lots of cool stuff in there we can look at since you guys are interested. Let's see, what do we got coming up here? Details on the Nova, Matt. Don't know yet. I've seen about 4 pictures of it. It is a 4-door. That's all. I do know that. I'll know more tomorrow, and we'll try to I'll try to bring you a quick live on location when I get there tomorrow to load it. And then we'll do a full new inventory video on it after I get it. It looks like a mess. It's partially disassembled. The inside of it's stuff full of parts, so I have no idea what is or isn't there. Like I said, we'll try to give you a quick live on location video tomorrow, probably late morning if you guys want to jump on and check that out. And then we'll do a full new inventory video on it on one of the shows. I'll get it back tomorrow if I have time to get it all sorted out and see what I've got. May try to get one on sometime later this week. If not, then be first of next week on all the details on that Nova. So Kevin likes the videos. I appreciate that, guys. I don't get to all the comments. I see some of them occasionally between Facebook and YouTube, and the 3 or 4 pages I'm admins on Facebook pages. There's just there's always something coming in. There's just no way to physically drop everything and go look at every single comment because they're constantly coming in. As a lot of you guys know, I help the SRCA drag strip here in Great Bend with their Facebook page. I'm an admin on there. Of course, we've got the show page, the Nobody Else's Auto page, the car club page that I help with, our local car club page. So there's just always something, going on. So there's no way to keep up with all the comments, but I do appreciate the kind words. I you guys are behind me, and that means a lot. And I never in a million years would I. If you'd have told me 2 years ago I was going to be sitting here hanging out with all you guys every Sunday night, I'd have told you we were all nuts, because I didn't understand what this was like and how much fun it can be, because we're all here for the same reason, and that's what's great. James, 67 Coronet. I do not have any 67s, James. I've got a 66 2-door hardtop shell, and I've got a 66 Charger in stock is all I've got in 66 or 67 B-body Mopar. So if there's anything that may interchange on that for what you need, I may have it. If it's specific 67 trim, I don't have anything at all for it. Okay, looks like that catches us up on comments for the time being. Trivia, who's ready for a little trivia? Tonight we've got another mobile can. Mobile automatic transmission fluid. This is a cardboard can, so it's probably 70s, early 80s. Has the Pegasus on the back, drained from the bottom, sealed on the top still. Pretty nice looking can. Like I said, it is cardboard. The cardboard cans don't bother me. I hope you guys don't mind them. The cardboard cans just flat are not going to be around. The metal cans, if they were inside, they would still survive. The cardboard, just the weather changes and the moisture in the air will cause them to collapse if they're not stored correctly. I think long-term cardboard cans are going to be way harder to find. Are they going to be worth anything? I don't know. Are they still cool? I think so. So we're going to send this one out to somebody, as well as another F&E Collector Auto Auction koozie, like throwing these in for everybody. And let's see if we can get us a winner tonight, and I'll send this out to them. A couple nights ago, we did a video on a row of Chevrolets in the yard. Chevrolet cars. One of them was a commercial car, and it had a really odd phone number on it. What was weird about the phone number on that car in that video? Keep an eye on both formats here as we start talking about this week's videos. Let's see, what do we got coming up for this week? Obviously, Toy Tuesday. We're going to do I got a cool sign for Toy Tuesday that I got a couple of weeks ago. We'll try to do a video in my regular yard of stuff. Anybody see anything specific anybody wants to see that we can do a little clip on a few in the yard? There we go. Carlton got it on YouTube. It is a 3-digit phone number. which is kind of weird. We think about today where you have all 10 digits. No, Alan jumped in with 2 and Terry jumped in with 4. So they all kind of come in at the same time, and only Carlton was right that it was a 3-digit number. So there, they're all coming in now on Facebook. 3-digit on Nate. Nate got it on Facebook a little bit later, but Carlton was first. And like the guys on Facebook, we've got to remember, we've talked about this before. If you're on your phone, there appears to be a lag in phones versus the computer. I've had a couple guys let me know, Terry let me know a couple weeks ago, that his computer is a slight bit quicker than his phone. So Carlton on YouTube got that one tonight. Thanks for playing, everybody. Let's see, make a few notes here. And Carlton can give me a call when we get done. So we did have a few pop in after the fact on Facebook, but the first ones that popped in on Facebook were wrong. They came in at about the same time as Carlton did on YouTube. So that's what we'll have to go with tonight. Thanks for playing, everybody. And I hope you guys are still having fun doing the trivia thing. So almost know if I've got any Pontiac signs. I've got Pontiac signs, but they're not for sale. So like most of my signs. Terry said Dennis said 3 before he said 4. And see there again, yeah, I don't even have that pop up yet. So yeah, there again we've got feed issues on Facebook. Is apparently where the mix-up is at. And we run into that all the time. And there's nothing I can do about it. I got to roll with what they're feeding me when they feed it. So apologize for the mix-up there, but that's the only way we can do it, or we just have to quit doing it because that's the way we do that with the system feed. That's all I've got. So, and we run into that sometimes, and that's just the way it happens, and that's why I can only go with what pops up first that's correct. Let's see what else we got going on. Yep, that's that. Thanks for understanding, Dennis. It does happen, and that's one thing we're up against. And like Terry told us a couple of weeks ago, there does seem to be a delay if you're on a phone on Facebook. YouTube seems to be. I have not heard that from anybody on YouTube, and have not. And Terry said when he jumps on his PC, it is a hair quicker on the feed than on his phone. So just keep that in mind, guys, as we go along here on this trivia and things. So, but anyway, thanks for playing, everybody. I'm glad everybody has fun. Carlton said that he's seen some issues on YouTube, but we haven't had any problems tonight. So fortunately, hopefully everybody that's been commenting on YouTube, we are getting. So anyway, new videos for this week. We'll shoot something in the new yard. We'll shoot something in my regular yard. If there's anything anybody in particular wants me to go shoot video on 4 or 5 of something sitting in the new yard. If not, I'll just pick something out. And we'll definitely get you a video on these Ford trucks that came in. Then, like I said, if I get that Nova back unloaded and sorted out, I may try to squeeze it in at the end of the week. If not, that will be first. It'll be the first of next week. Plus, you never know whatever else might pop up. You never know. Sometimes things pop up middle of the week that I can get bought. So there's always a possibility of that. So anyway, as far as the videos and how I'm posting them, I've talked to you guys in the past about possibly changing some stuff up. I've tried posting the videos on the Nobody Else's Auto page as well as the show page. And part of that was because I got so busy with the auction in October and things like that. After doing that for a month and a half, and I'm seeing where things have gone with analytics and things like that, I think I'm going to go back to basically just posting the videos on the Nobody Show page if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, they're all going on the Nobody. All they have on YouTube is the Nobody Show channel. That's where they're going to pop up. So if you're on YouTube, you're going to see them. On Facebook, though, I think I'll post the videos on the show page and the Nobody Else's Auto page. I think I'm going to probably just stick with, pictures of the new inventory, or maybe I just shoot a few pictures of the new inventory and I'll put a link to the video so people can go to the video if they so choose. Just had James jump on YouTube. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Nick rear Landau trim and body side one for 75 Impala. I'm not sure what I may or may not have on that, Nick. So you can always give me a call and I can get you on my list. So I think that's what I'll go back to. Posting the videos on the Nobody Else's Autos page, as well as the pictures of inventory, the pictures of parts that came in, things like that. It kind of, I don't know if it kind of confused the analytics, but it definitely changed the parameters of how that page has operated over the last month. I think probably on the backside of on Facebook on what they're pushing out and things like that. So I think we'll revert back to what I was doing. The videos will consistently be on the Nobody Show page, and the the new pictures, new inventory. Something new inventory comes in, I'll probably throw a few pictures of the Nobody Else's Auto page, post a link to the videos, and YouTube is just going to be normal. It's going to get the videos and the new inventory videos just like it always had. Just had Father Christmas jump on YouTube. Thanks for being here. So keep that in mind, guys. Toy Tuesday, I think we'll go ahead, and I accidentally did Toy Tuesday on the Nobody Show page last week, and I think we'll just continue that. We'll kind of keep that stuff on the Nobody Show page and see if the analytics on the Nobody Else's Auto page kind of level off to where they were before, because I think it monkeyed up the analytics on how that page works with Facebook. James says somebody's looking for Veer parts the other day. Depending on what I don't know if we're talking Corvair or what, James. On that, not sure where you were going with that. And there again, sometimes there can be feed issues even on that where I don't even get the whole message. So, like I said, just please keep that in mind. I work with what I can on what they feed me, and it's not intentional if I miss you. Just sometimes I don't always get everything that I want them to feed me. Corey, it is Corvair, yeah. Okay, yeah, James, and I've got some Corvairs in stock as well, depending on what you've got. So, something to keep in mind there too, because like I said, I don't always have all the answers or everything for everybody on here, but hey, we've got a great group that jumps on with us every Sunday night, and sometimes, you guys help each other out, and I'm just the moderator sitting here, and I'm the one sitting here in the chair. Like I said, I'm the lucky one that gets to sit here and hang out with you guys, and sometimes you guys can help each other, and that's just as important. So, let's see. Tim, do we sell cars complete or out of the yard? I can sell anything, Tim. I am dual licensed in the state of Kansas, both salvage dealer and used car dealer. So I can sell one door handle. I can sell a complete car, and I'm legal to do it either way. So, there's a lot of people out there that do this that are just flipping them for extra money that are not legal, and you've got to be careful about that because they aren't licensed dealers. Their paperwork may not be right, things like that. But yeah, I'm licensed to do whatever I need to do in the state of Kansas. 39 GMC grills, nothing there at all on that, Mike. So nothing on the 39 GMC grill. So anyway, we're coming up on 30 minutes. We'll go ahead and get ready to wrap up. If you've got any other questions or comments, be sure to throw them up there. We will sure try to squeeze you in here towards the end. Stay tuned for what's coming up this week. And like I said, sometime late morning tomorrow, I hope to bring you a quick live on location when we go out and get that Nova. Get you some stuff on the Ford trucks that came in this week. Hope you guys caught the video on the 42 to 47 era jail bar grill Ford pickup that I picked up last week. Pretty neat old 1-ton pickup, something you don't see every day with a longer bed and the bigger rear fenders. Nice 55 GM cab. Don't really have anything that's real clean depending on which one you need. It says GSM. I don't know if you need GMC or GM because GMC is a different dash than Chevy. I do have some GMC cabs that aren't too bad. I've got a couple of those left. I don't have a ton left on Chevy cabs on the 55 to 59 GM, depending on what you needed on that, Joyce. Best thing to do is always give me a call and give me the details on that. So anyway, and I'll keep my eye on comments and questions here over the last few seconds here. And like I said, if I missed you, don't hesitate to give me a call, and I'll sure get you on my list and see if there's anything I've got for you. As always, thanks for stopping by. Had a great time hanging out with you guys again tonight. As always, we have a lot of fun on here, and I'm glad you guys stopped by. It wouldn't be anything without all of you taking some time out of your evening to hang out with me, and I'm lucky to get to do it. And I'm lucky you guys are here hanging out with me. So thanks for being here, everybody. Stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up this week. The cluster on that pickup, it's rough, Rico. The glass is actually broke on it, I believe, if I remember correctly. Radio for a 58 F100. I've got one. I haven't gotten any messages on a 57 to 60 radio in quite a while, Jeff. If you're calling me and you're not leaving me a message, there's nothing I can do about it. You guys got to remember, I get tons and tons and tons of phone calls every day. So if you didn't leave me a message, then I had no idea you called. There's just, my phone rings constantly. So give me a shout, Jeff. Give me your details. I do have one. I've got a 59 custom cab that still has one in it. I don't know anything about it, but it is there. I'd have to double check, make sure the knobs and stuff are there. If I haven't had any messages on it within the last few weeks, so you've got to leave me a message, or I don't know who you are or what you need. Something else. Speaking of which, the 56 F600 also has a factory radio in it, which is a pretty rare piece you don't see very often. Those Ford trucks in that era all had very unique radios, and I was surprised to see that 56 F600 being a farm truck have a factory radio as well with the upper speaker in it. So anyway. Appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Had a great time with you guys as always. It's always a ton of fun. So stay tuned. More cool stuff coming up. Got any specific questions about vehicles or parts, just give me a call. The phone number's on the page, 620-786-4428. Like I said, if you miss me, you've got to leave me a message. There's sometimes where I literally don't get off the phone for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll get so many calls, one after the other, and then have a couple of voicemails after I get off. So if you're just trying to call or keep trying to call without leaving a message, there's nothing I can do about it. So anyway, it looks like we're caught up. It's got a few people starting to sign off. Nick, James, thanks for being here, everybody. Had a great time with you guys as always. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you next Sunday night again on the live chat. We'll see you Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday, and check out the cool videos coming out this week. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you soon.